Well, good morning. It's Thursday, May 25th. I left Washington, or Olney, Maryland this morning, and it was raining. And I was figuring, oh boy, in another day off, I'm going to get soaked on the hair. Here am I at Sugarloaf Mountain. I'm trying to do a nice walk in the woods, trying to do 9 miles today. Bought myself an REI brand rain jackets. I'll take that with me, walk into the woods. Because last time I walked up here, I wore my Columbia Sportswear jacket that has the zip-out liner that I use for skiing. That is not waterproof. I got completely soaked, but still had a good hike in the woods, because when you're getting rained on and it's cold, it keeps you motivated to keep moving. So that was not a pleasant experience. So now that I got my rain jacket, it's partly sunny, but let's see what the weather holds up for the rest of the day. So here we go. We'll see what happens. I'm starting my walk now. Going up Sugarloaf Mountain. Nice little. It's not raining, so we'll see what the weather holds up. A lot of geese in the background right now. Quiet. What's the nice thing about coming out here on a weekday? There's very little people out here. I'm going to go through this gate right here. Looks like it was a complete barn and they cut it in half. It's a privately owned area, but it's open to the public. So there's a lot of good hiking. So we're about 600 feet and we'll go up to about 1,000. So it's might be about maybe a 400 to 800 foot climb, depending upon the route we take. So we'll take a look at the GPS. Got my Garmin E-Track 30 with me. We'll see when we get home today, what our actual profile was as far as going up and down. So we'll see what happens as we continue to walk. Last time I was here at Sugarloaf Mountain, I was looking for a geocache, and I had my old GPS. It was like 10 years old. I just got this new Garmin E-Track, which is brand new and uses not only the American but the Russian satellites. It's pretty accurate. I found my geocache. Get the so we'll mark that as a find. Very good. I love technology. And now that we found that geocache, we'll get back on the trail. Took a little bit of a detour. So take a step down and we'll continue our 9-mile trek today. Obviously it did rain here because the trail is muddy, but it's dry. Hopefully it'll stay that way. This is the White Trail, not to be confused with the White Blazes on the Appalachian Trail. So we're just going to take this steep hill down here and we'll get back onto the main trail. We're taking the Yellow Loop Trail around the base of the mountain, and then we take I think it's either the purple or the blue. They actually get to the summit of Sugarloaf. I guess the next investment in my hiking gear is going to be trekking poles, because I really do need them now for these OLD knees. That's old, by the way. So just a little quick detour off the road here just to pick up that one geocache. I'd normally do a lot more, but I don't like bushwhacking when it's wet like this. Why add to your misery? No parking. There's a nice little thing I remember about the coming on the trails here in in Sugarloaf Mountain. If you get one of the trail maps, you can download it from the website, and I think they have some at the trailhead. All the trails are marked, of course, with their blazes, and then you have these without the trails. So this Y2 trail post is actually marked on the map. So you don't need your GPS, you don't need anything. You just have a map, and you know which trail you're on. You can always see where you're at because these posts are scattered throughout the entire trail, which is kind of nice. So this is definitely a beginner's place to go hiking without fear of getting lost. Easy peasy. I'm already half hour into the trail now. About 1 point, according to the GPS, 1.46 miles. As you can see that. And when I checked when I left the car, I checked the temperature. It's like 57, rising up to 60, and I'm already sweating. So that's why when you hike, you have to carry light clothing that you can put on and take off quickly, because I suspect I'm going to be sweating here within the hour. Hopefully it doesn't rain, because when you put on the rain jacket, then you really start sweating. Then the whole idea of being waterproof just kind of goes out the window, because you're wet from the outside from the wet rain and wet from the inside because of sweat. So what's the point? Well, as the saying goes, embrace the suck. But right now it's a pretty fair day, so I'm not going to complain. I'm actually enjoying it. Oh, and I apologize that the audio is a little bit muffled. Right now I'm using my GoPro waterproof case. I actually have a GoPro skeleton case. It's supposed to be arriving tomorrow, so clear up those muted audio issues, but on a day like today, when you know it's going to rain or not, I thought I would just go with the I do have that back door that has an opening, and that probably would improve the audio, but it is what it is. Well, we're 3 miles in right now. Just came across beautiful ferns. I don't know if camera does it justice or not, especially in this dreary weather, but then all of a sudden you just walk into this dark canopy area. Here we are at Y6 now on the trail. But it is gorgeous in here. I'm looking there, see nothing but fern, and then a little bald patch, and then some more fern off in the distance. Wow, it's beautiful. It's a slight drizzle, and still I'd say probably in the low 60s right now, but I'm sweating up a storm, and I gotta keep moving to stay warm. So I'm supposed to high today, it's supposed to be in the 70s, but let's see what happens up here. Just finished about a half a mile climb uphill, so we're at the top of this hill now. Looks like we're going to be going down now. Yeah, it's all downhill from here. And then when you reach the bottom, you go back up again. It's all ups and downs. Here we are at the intersection of the yellow trail, the blue trail, and the purple trail. So the yellow trail goes that way. The blue trail actually goes uphill to the summit. So, and White Rocks is where you got most people think that's the summit. It's not. It's just actually one of the more scenic overlooks that looks out toward Frederick. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up the purple trail, which is the longer loop, which is going to connect back with the white trail, or I'm sorry, with this blue trail. So we're actually going to go up that way, come down this road, and then go up that way. So that'll actually take us to the summit, so we'll get a better workout going up, and also hopefully increase our trek by a mile, because last time I went I just followed the purple trail all the way back around to the yellow and then back down to the base of the mountain, and that was an 8-mile trek. But I never reached the top, so I think on this trek that's what we're going to do. So we're going to head up to White Rocks via the Purple Trail, and we'll stop and have lunch, and we'll see where those, there's some more geocaches out in this direction, but with all this rain, they are, you know, the ground is kind of mushy, and I don't like to bushwhack when it's mushy, because these geocaches, they're a quarter mile off the trail, and you definitely need your GPS because there's no trail to get to them. So we'll get to the point where the geocaches are off the trail, and we'll take a look and make a decision when we get there. So that's the plan for now. I keep pushing the wrong button to turn the video off. And just to show you what the purple blazes are, there's a purple blaze. It's supposed to be a upward triangle, but this is the purple trail. Here we go, uphill. It's all a matter of the ups and downs, right? Here I am on the trail where I would have to go out and find the geocache. Try to just turn the backlight on in to the geocache. And right there, what looks like a path, I went down that last time about a couple weeks ago. When it reaches that blade back there, you can barely see it probably in the camera, there's nothing. It's all bushwhacking, and according to the see there, I don't know if you can see that or not out of focus, but it's 0.31 miles, so it's just over a quarter of a mile bushwhacking in the woods, you know, with briars and slippery rocks and everything else, and with the ground kind of mushy right now after all this rain. I'm going to put those caches, there's about 5 of them back there, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them back there, all in a row, all about a quarter mile apart. So I'll save that for a drier day. There are other caches, you know, here on Sugarloaf Mountain that are, you know, a couple hundred feet off the trail, so it doesn't require much bushwhacking, but it'll be easy to find. So we'll see if we can get those. And unfortunately, I forgot my batteries, spare batteries for the GoPro, and I'm down to 1 bar. So we'll see if we can make this one last. If not, we'll switch to the iPhone. And then you see the other two. But even on the purple trail, you get these markers. So there's the P3 purple marker with the triangle. It's a bit of an uphill climb, though. It's beautiful, though, going back down through there. It's all very lush and green and wet because all the leaves are full of. It's not raining. Just all the leaves are covered in water, so as you get through them, you're going to get a little bit wet. So it's still a little bit of an uphill climb. We still have about a quarter mile to go to get to White Rocks and get that nice view looking out toward Frederick. So onward and upward. Here we go. So here we are at White Rocks, Mount Ephraim Road. So all bunch of blue blazes. White Rocks, South View, White Rocks, North View. We're going to go this way. I think it sounds like it's a long way away, but it's just about 100 feet up here. Up ahead, it's not that far. And you come out here. Ah, what branches, what branches. He pushes on the side, the crowd goes wild. More. Ah, here we go. Oh, this beautiful thin layer of moss on the rocks here. Be very, very careful. It's a little bit slippery. No trekking poles. Got a good view. Coming into view now. Look at this. Almost looks like a bonsai tree up there. There. Whoop. Drop off, but there's I-270. And so Frederick is off there in the distance. Wow. It's even more beautiful when the clouds are not out. So I'm going to stop here and have my lunch. And neat how this tree just grew right out of the rocks. So I'm going to stop having my lunch here, and then we're going to go back down that switchback trail, reconnect to that junction at the purple and the yellow and blue, and then head toward the summit. It's gorgeous. God is good all the time. Well, we left the white rocks, going up now back on the blue trail to intersect back with the purple and yellow that I was on earlier. Just climbed up a couple hundred feet that way. Actually, according to my GPS, we're almost at the summit. That wasn't much of a climb, as I suspected. Let's see what we find when we get there. One thing I forget to keep bringing with me are a case for my glasses, because sometimes in this weather, you know, it gets rained on, it gets steamed up from my sweat. And a little bit fragile, so sticking them in the pocket could actually damage them. So, note to self, bring hard shell glass case. Well, not much to see up here. When in doubt, pull out the map. According to this, we are at the summit at 1,015 feet. Up a little bit higher over here. So yeah, White Rocks is still the best place to get a view, even though it's not the summit. Yeah, this looks like the highest point now, as it's flattening out here. Thought there might be a marker or something up here, but well, it's a privately owned piece of land, so I guess it's downhill from here. So we're at the summit of Sugarloaf Mountain, 1,015 feet. So down we go. Down we go. I take it back. I didn't make it all the way to the top. Read my map wrong. Because I double checked my GPS, and it actually has an altimeter in it. So, and it tells me that I haven't made it to the top yet. So that first summit that we thought I made it to the top to was only 895 feet. So we're on our way up to the top to 1,015. So going back just to double check the GPS. How far are we? Oh, only about 300 feet according to the GPS. So we'll make it to the summit yet. It's still uphill. I only passed some people on the trail. Wow. Two girls walking their dog. We're going uphill. As they put these logs here to make a step, but all you do is step over and down again, so it's really not much of a step. You can see those. Looks like a path, but it's actually just a runoff. So, another interesting runoff. So let's see if we can make it all the way to the top before this battery dies. I'll switch over to the iPhone, which only has half a charge on it because I didn't plug it in last night. Now that looks like a summit. Check this out. I've never been here before. Hiker pyramids. Now that's the summit. I have to get a picture of that. Alrighty. Time now to stop for a selfie. Well, I took off a layer of clothes. It's getting warm here. Did some selfies in front of this rock here. I guess they're at the summit, and now we're going to go downhill from here. And I haven't checked the geocache map yet, but there are some close on the trail once we get back on the blue trail going down after that intersection. Picked up a couple over there. Now we'll head back down to the car. See what kind of day we had. Take a look at all the data on the GPS. Be interesting when I get home and I plug it into the computer. It'll show me how far I walked, how long I walked, how long I was moving, total time from start to finish, and an elevation plot. So I like to play with my gadgets. So let's see what happens when we get home. For now. Oh, and I left my iPod in my sweatshirt. I better go get that before I lose it, because I've lost stuff that way before. Well, I'm back at the intersection here. Just came down that trail. That's the purple trail that I went up. So we just made one great big loop, and now we're going to go head toward the Westview parking. We're going to follow the blue blazes all the way down, and the next summit, according to the map, is only 995 feet. So it's a bit of a it's up there. Oh no, I take it back. There's another one. I just flipped the page on the map. From there's another summit at 1,071 feet. I guess I should read this map better. And then from there, the next summit is at 1,282 feet. So we still have some climbing to go. So I should read my maps before I set out. So, well, it's all part of the fun. Nice uphill climb here. This wooded area with a lot of rocks, but looks like got a natural staircase. This is neat. Not so natural, looks like they were placed there. Who knows? It's easy climbing all day though. You want a real workout, put a 30-pound pack on your back. You just have a little day pack with water and little essentials and extra batteries, first aid kit, and my lunch. I weighed that in, it was 6 pounds. This is where you really need trekking poles to keep your balance and your posture right so you don't wear yourself out. Onwards and upwards. Here we are at the next summit, which is only 995. There's a lot of moss-covered rocks. Surprisingly, it's gotten a little bit warmer. Clouds are still out, but it stopped misting. Imagine what this place looks like in the sunshine. Oh, gotta come back when the sun is out. You can really see more and enjoy all the nice hues that the bright sun provides. But still, on a day like today, I can't complain. It's nice. And GPS says we're at 973, so there's still 2 more summits. So that's 975, 995. Okay, so the next one is at 1071 and the final one is 1282. And we'll get to that one. I haven't seen any wildlife except a dog on a leash. Squirrels and birds, that's it. Nothing out of the ordinary. Is that a bear? Well, I missed the summit for at 1071. Actually, the trail doesn't go over that point, but it went past it. So we're now at the intersection of the blue and white trails, and we're picking up another geocache. Really easy to find in the woods. You just look for an unusual gathering of sticks, and there you are. This is white sugar number 2, so we'll log it as found, and we got another cache on our cache ticked off. So, and wow, the one bar battery still seems to be holding up. We're starting the ascent to the last summit, the 1,200-foot summit. That's where we're coming from. That's where we're going from. And having looked at previous hiking videos, absolutely right. The picture does not show how steep that is, but it's steep. And I'm right now trying to decide which is more harder. I talk good English. Going up or going down? Well, going up, you're exerting yourself, but going down, when you have OLD knees like mine, it's a little bit painful. So, exertion versus pain. Embrace the suck. But then once we reach this last summit, it's all downhill from there, as the saying goes. Surprisingly, this GoPro battery is holding out. Let's see if it makes it all the way down to the bottom. Here it is, the red trail. Up there. Every time I walk around a puddle like this, I think about those stories about Vietnam, where the Viet Cong used to plant booby traps and landmines on the sides of ponds because they knew the American soldiers would walk around them. And that was true. So, here we go. Onwards and upwards. And there goes my battery. Sayonara. I made it. The summit. Take it back. There is quite a view up here. Quite a few. Wow. It's gorgeous. Now that's what I need to do next time. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Don't know which direction I'm looking at right now. So, that's southwest, so we're looking toward. Very nice. Made it to the summit, and how far we walked so far. We've done 8.8 miles, so let's see if we can squeeze out another 1.2 to make it 10. Let's see what we can do. It's gorgeous up here. I'm gonna open up a bottle of water and relax a little bit. I'm coming off the top of the hill. The trail's a little bit confusing, but we got stairs going down, so I think this is what they call the green trail, and that goes down to the parking lot. So yeah, that's where all those people come from. But now the sun has come out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gorgeous, I love it. Now let's get myself in the sunshine here. There, I should look better now. Blue skies, wow. I'm gonna love this walk down these cliffs back in this area here. Oh my gosh. Don't trip and bust yourself up. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous now that the sun is out. Wow. Got a nice echo in here too. Wow. A lot of knee breakers in there. We don't want to break any knees. So down the stairs we go. Just got a view going down the stairs right now. Wow. Let's back up in that little cove area there. Going down again. Surprising the battery is still holding up. You know, it goes from 1 to 0 back to 2, 1, 0, so it's on its last legs, but maybe with a couple of shorter clips as I go down, it'll last. Well, now we're down back to 0 bars again. So let's get 1 minute out of this clip, and we'll shut it down. Boy, these steps are... Now, all that hiking, doing these steps is actually the most difficult, because I'm flexing my knees the most, and it's really hurting now. All right. Looks like there's a landing over here. More steps. I've actually done these a long time ago, a couple of years ago. Around here and stop this for now. Again, look how beautiful it is. Yikes. Finally, when the sun comes out, that's when the beauty really appears. Back to 1 bar on the battery. We made it to the bottom of the staircase. Here we are at the parking area, so for all those people who don't like to hike all the way, you can drive up to here and then walk up those stairs, but that's still a pretty big hike. Checking the GPS now. See, yeah, we're at 969, and that's over there was 1200, so that's 300-foot climb up the stairs. So for the uninitiated, that may be a little bit taxing. The question is do we want to take the road down, or do we want to take the trail down? We're at 9.2 miles, so if we take either way, we'll hit 10 miles by the time we get back to the car. So either or. Take a look at the map. You are base for the blue trail. Yeah, that's it. It should be B10, and there it is, B10. Okay, here we go. Double Blaze Blue Trail. Double Blaze intersection. And we're going to take the blue trail to connect with the white trail, and we take the white trail all the way back to the parking lot. Oh, here we go. As you get the map, so you can. I just downloaded the PDF from the website, so down we go. We're going to go on this trail to B10. We'll make a left on the white trail, and the white trail will take us all the way back to the parking lot, back to that split level barn, or that barn with the road through it that we started our day with. Coming down the white trail, heading past, getting close to Strong Mansion, and came across this clearing, and across this fireplace. Obviously there was a structure here at one time. There's the foundation. Rather small structure. Steps going up. Maybe a kitchen area here. There's a different kind of tile. There's a shed or a privy. Wow. Old table here in the corner. Looks like a little shed here. Oh, this is nice. So, don't know anything about it, but here it is, off the going down the white trail next to the Strong Mansion. Again, look at that blue sky. Wow. Didn't start off that way. Looked like it was going to be a dreary day all day long. Reports of thunderstorms and hail all day long. Not here. And it's about 10 after 3. So we definitely hit our 10-mile mark. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad this day ended like the way it did. Now we'll go home and have some ibuprofen and some beer. Well, sure enough, we picked up we found another geocache on the GPS. We're within 80 feet of it, and we're about to make a left turn off the trail. Here, the name of this geocache is called Base of Sugarloaf. As soon as we get a beam of it, and we'll go straight that way. Let's see if we can find this baby. Oh, that was the beep from the GPS saying, "You're close." Let me just look for anything out of the ordinary. Oh. Sometimes those things jump around. We are within 20 feet. I bet you they're around this tree right here. Nope. That looks unusual. Of course. This is the Base of Sugarloaf geocache. Found it! I think that makes 3 or 4 today, I'm not sure. I'll have to check the log, but I think I'm done with geocaches for today. So we made it. We're back at the base of Sugarloaf Mountain, and it turned out to be a gorgeous day. This path right now, going back to the car. There's the barn with the road in the middle of it. So we started off at I think 10 or 10:30. Didn't check my watch when we left the car in the parking lot. But right now it's 25 after 10. And let's see what the GPS says as far as our mileage is concerned. Our mileage today is 10.37, and our moving time was the moving time. That means the amount of time we moved. 2 hours and 36 minutes, but we'll plug that into the computer when we get home and take a look at our profile, our elevation profile, how we went up and down, and the actual track on the ground. So it'll be interesting. So I'll put that at the end of this video. Our next stop here, since it's such a nice day, I'm going to head over to the where the Monocacy River empties into the Potomac on the C&O Canal there. I'm going to check out a hiker-biker campsite. Been wanting to, my next excursion this summer is I want to go on a single overnight with my bicycle, so it'll be the first time doing that. So one of the options is either go camping with my family at Whiteface Mountain. If that doesn't work out, I'm going to do the C&O Canal. I'm going to take the Amtrak from Cumberland and ride, or take the Amtrak to Cumberland and ride the C&O Canal back from Cumberland back to Georgetown. It'll take maybe 4 or 5 days to do that. So I'm getting my bike and my camping gear ready for that. So this first hiker-biker campsite I'm going to check out is just to see where it's at, what the accommodations are like, and then we'll bike from home to this campsite and bike back again. So it's about looking at Google Maps says about a 40-mile trek one way, which is doable. So I'm back at the car. Wow, and the battery's back at 0 bars, and we made with one battery made it all the way. I remember what I did to kill the battery as I was doing clips before. It wasn't timing out and shutting itself off, so it was draining the battery just as we were walking along. So I reset that about as soon as I discovered it. So the 1 minute time. So back at the Pope Mobile on intersection of Sugarloaf Mountain, Comus Road, and down that way is a nice winery. The wine is expensive though, but we're gonna go to Monocacy River now. See ya. I thought I was shooting video. I wasn't, but the GoPro camera gave up the ghost. So right now we're standing inside the Monocacy River aqueduct, the C&O Canal aqueduct that goes over the Monocacy River. And so there's the Monocacy River there. And if we look out over here, there's a pathway up here. And that empties out into the Potomac River. So right now I'm standing in the actually inside the aqueduct itself. I guess the ground here is this one is obviously this is modern there. So the walls are original. Monocacy Aqueduct finished 1833. Chesapeake and Ohio Canal Company. Interesting. Well, we're just gonna go check out the Indian Flats hiker-biker campsite, because we're going to be staying there. And maybe not next week, maybe the week after that, we're going to take a little bike hike up there and see just to do an overnight with our camping gear and check that out. Looks like we're coming up on the Indian Flats. The Indian Flat, each one of the hiker-biker campsites on the C&O Canal have their own potable water and an outhouse. So I guess it's not really a privy. It's a porta-john. And so there's a chemical toilet there, and the potable water, according to the C&O Canal website, it's all treated with iodine, so it'll probably have that funky taste. So when I stay here, I'll probably just bring my water filtration system and just draw water out of the Potomac and use that for my drinking water. There it is. Okay. Indian Flats hiker-biker. Marble Quarry, 4.5 miles south. Calico Rocks, 5.3 miles north. So we've got a porta-john. Pack out the trash. So there's a picnic table. Fire ring with a bent grill. Looks like, actually it's not a bad spot. Ground's kind of messed up here, so looks like somebody. There's a better fire ring. Somebody pulled some logs about it. No one's dug out the fire pit. So there is a porta-john. Notice this well water has been treated with iodine. Iodine is effective and simple means of water disinfection. In addition, iodine is essential nutrient. You should avoid drinking this water if you have any iodine allergies or medication for an overactive thyroid. Iodine-treated water may also discolor aluminum pots and cause starchy foods to change color. This is normal and does not affect the quality. This well has been approved for use by our visitors. Please do not tamper or damage. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so we found out what we needed to know about this place. Oh my gosh! Look at that snake! Look at the size of that sucker! Yikes! Look at that! Oh my gosh! I don't know what species that is. It's big and it's black. Yikes. It's interesting how he's just hanging on the side of the tree. I'm going to take a picture of that as well. So, we found something interesting about the hiker. There's snakes out here too. Okay, good to know. Here we are now standing on top of the aqueducts. I was actually in there hiking back to the Indian Flats campsite behind me, so checked out the old case, and we'll be making that trip maybe in a week or two, depending upon the weather and my schedule. So, and hopefully it doesn't rain, but it's all part of the experience. And this is the Garmin Basecamp program that you can use with your GPS to actually plot your data and manipulate waypoints and routes within inside the GPS. So this is the route we took, and the produces this all kinds of information about your route that you took, and it's showing that my moving time, the time I was actually walking, was 2 hours and 38 minutes. Total distance was 10.5 or 10.5 miles. This thing I don't understand here is a lapse time 21 hours 56 minutes, but it, I sure. The time that I turned the GPS on was 5 minutes after 10, and the last recorded point was almost 3:30. So, 5.5 hours to walk 10 miles. The other interesting thing here it shows is the amount of our total climb and our total descent. Which should be the same since you start and at the same point, but given GPS accuracy, 42-foot difference is not too bad. So we climbed a total of 2,188 feet. Another neat thing here that shows this graph. So this is the profile of the route we took, and that's that high point where we saw all those people. That's an elevation of 1,000 and depending upon where you're at, 1,040 or 1,244 feet. And just for fun, I exported that data to Google Earth. So, stopped in here. Here's a point where there's a trail that led off to the side. So there's this big empty farmer's field right there. There's that switchback intersection I took. There's the purple trail going up. There's the lookout points where I had lunch. Found some moss-covered rocks in this area. I wanted to check that out. So here's the, oh, this is where we found white sugar number 3, the geocache. Here's the lookout point where that's the highest elevation right there. That's where we saw the lady in the hammock. These are the stairs. That must have been the stairs area right there. And we found that chimney in the small house there. And that's where we found our last geocache. There's the Strong Mansion right there, which you can rent for weddings. And there's the drive-through barn, as I call it. You know, that has the road through between those two barn buildings. And there's where we parked the car. So that was Sugarloaf Mountain, 10.5 miles. Oh, remember how it was bright and sunny at the end? Well, when I got to the restaurant at 6 p.m., this is what happened to the weather. This point right here, that's Sugarloaf Mountain. So if I was out on the mountain at 6 p.m., would have been caught in these horrendous rainstorms. So thanks be to God, we made it off the mountain in time.